Hi, first graders, and welcome to Fundations for today. I'm hoping that this video recording is helpful for you guys as we move forward with some of our lessons. Today I'm going to jump right in, and I've made a note you're going to see up on our screen that I have put 3 stars next to introducing new concepts, the word of the day, and make it fun. So together, I'm going to introduce you to a new concept today. Together, I'm going to tell you about the word of the day, but then I'm going to ask you to do a little bit with it independently. And then I'll show you the Make It Fun page, but I've also posted a picture of it on S'more so that you guys can see it and do that sort of as an optional activity at home. I'll try to double post that onto Seesaw so you have it in both places if you need it. But again, this one would be optional. Make It Fun would be optional. Word of the day we're going to look at together, and then introduce new concepts we'll also do together. Okay, so let's jump right in. We haven't been here in a while, so I'm going to warm us up with just a few letters, their keyword and their sound. You guys know the drill. You will echo right after me. All right. Let me see if I can get a, well, you can just follow my cursor. Okay. Here's our first one. Pea, pan, p. C, cat, k. Let's do M, man, m. T, top, t. Okay. Now let's jump in a little bit, and I just want to go through a couple of our glued sounds. I'm going to just jump around between these green ones here, these glued sounds, and also these 3 down here. Okay. Let's start off with A-L-L, ball, all. I-N-G, ring, ing. O-N-K, honk, onk. U-N-K, junk, unk. All right, now we're going to move right forward to, I want to remind us, I'm hoping you guys all watched Mrs. Hoffley when she was our guest teacher last week, talking about the closed syllable and how a closed syllable, like in this word cat, a closed syllable is when you can hear the syllable within a word. It sounds like its own space. But also, when you have a closed syllable, it has one short vowel, and it is closed in on either side by a consonant. So in this instance, we have the short vowel A. You know it because it has the breve up here, or the brev, I think it's pronounced either way. And it is closed in by the C and the T. So here's our word cat, right? Cat. I can hear the whole thing. I can push it out with one breath. And it's closed in by a consonant here and a consonant here. Sort of picture it like, you know, 2 pieces of bread around a sandwich. Okay, so it has to be closed in on both sides. And when we mark up this word that's a short vowel, that's a closed syllable word, we underline the syllable. So there's the word cat, right? I can say it all in one breath. It has exactly 1 short vowel, so I'm going to mark it with the breath. Okay. And that is how I do it. And then underneath, I'm going to put that word, that letter C. I already, that was there, put that letter C to indicate this is a closed syllable. Okay, so that's just a reminder, because you're going to be doing a little closed syllable hunt if you do the optional Make It Fun activity. But first graders, here is the new thing I want to teach you today. The thing I want to teach you today is on this vowel teams poster. Last week I showed you AI and AY. Today, I want to teach you these 3 right here. So let me circle them so you can see them. So these 3 sounds, or these 3 vowel teams, they all say the same sound. And the sound that they say is they say the sound for the letter E, but not E, ed, eh. This is the long E sound, so it gets this bar across the top. It's the long E, so it's when E says its name. So each of these 3 vowel teams, even though it's 2 letters, it's 2 vowels coming together, they make one sound, and the sound is a long E. So listen to me as I introduce you to the letters, the keywords, and the sound, okay? E-E, Jeep, E. Okay, you can echo after me. E-A, eat, E. E-Y, key, E. So you notice with each of those three sounds, every time I'm saying that long E sound, E is saying its name. So now we know that the three ways that we hear the long E sound in words or in our spelling, right? If I'm doing some spelling, you can play around with this now. In our reading, we'll know to look for it. That when I see E-E, it says E. When I see E-A, like in the word eat, it says E. When I see E-Y, like in the word key, it says E, okay? So these are three new vowel teams that we're now going to be on the lookout for. We're not going to do much more with them today, but I want you to sort of start to notice if you see them places, or like I said, you could play around with them in your spelling. In second grade, you'll figure out which one to use when. So that's something to look forward to, okay? So our word of the day today is act, okay? If you want to tap it with me, it is act, act. 3 letters, okay? Starts with a vowel, so I know right away this is not a closed syllable word. Even though there's exactly one vowel, it would need to have a vowel. The vowel would need to be in the middle of the 2 words. But here's our word of the day, act. With this word, what I would like you to do today is I would like you to write it out. And I would like you to think about what the word act means. So maybe at home you can find yourself just a piece of paper, a piece of scrap paper, something like that. And I would like you, oops, I need to be on a rectangle here. I would like you, whoops, let's make that white. That's what I wanted it to be. Okay. Well, that didn't go as I planned. You guys, not at all. See here. Okay. Here's my piece of paper, all right? And so I would like you to put the word act up top, A-C-T. There it is. And I'd like you to draw a picture of what you think the word act means. And if you can think of more than one definition, right, more than one meaning for that word, I'd like you to draw both of those, okay? If you can come up with 3, great, draw 3 pictures. I don't know that it has 3 meanings, but you guys can figure it out, okay? So play around with that today. And then the very last thing I want to tell you is under Make It Fun. Again, I posted a picture of this exact screen, both to the S'more newsletter this morning and also to Seesaw. And this says, closed syllable hunt. Cross out the words that are not closed syllables. Mark up the closed syllables. So here's that reminder. A closed syllable, let me give us the word cat one more time, just as a reminder. Here it is. Cat, here it is. A closed syllable is a word that you can push out all in one breath. It has one vowel, and on either side of that vowel, there is exactly one consonant, okay? So for instance, I know that cat, here are my 2 consonants closing in on my one short vowel. I'll now remind you how to mark it up. I'm gonna mark up that short vowel with a brev. So your first step should sometimes be to be like, oh, do I see a short vowel? If I do, let me now consider if it has the other things. Is it closed in by a consonant on either side? It is, so let me underline the syllable, cat. Now, the last thing I need to do is put this little C underneath to say, yep, that is a closed syllable. So you guys have a picture of this. If you want to write out all of the words and then be able to cross them out, that's a great way to do it. If not, maybe look at the picture and decide which ones you think are closed syllable. And then I would like you to just write those down and mark those up, okay? All right, first graders, I think that is all we have time for today, but I will see you back here tomorrow, and I hope that you are all having a wonderful, wonderful day. All right, bye.